This is what I have so far of the new styrofoam drawing that I started working on a while back, but I believe today was the first day in which I got some serious work done on the drawing, having pretty much done the entirety of the face. On all sides. I'm currently wondering what Sharpie marker I'm going to use to represent olive colored skin. I'm not entirely sure where I can find that color of a Sharpie marker if I have one, because as of now they're mostly within plastic bags and other material bags. I just so happened to find an ultra-fine black Sharpie marker right over here. I found it in a smallish Wegmans plastic bag that had some Sharpie markers in it, and I used these black Sharpie markers in order to put all the necessary detailing on the face. Though I didn't really do that work until I arrived at Dad's place. I'm thinking roughly a few hours ago. I believe he got off at work around 6, and then he went to Aldi's before he came over to Mom's place to pick me up. I brought over this canvas bag. At least I assume it's canvas. It's some kind of fabric. It feels too firm for it to be cotton. This bag had a whole bunch of Sharpie markers along with that same unfinished styrofoam project that I worked on over the past few hours. As well as the piece I intend to use for the styrofoam drawing I intend to make for the Whitesville Historical Society. The plastic bag had some extra clothes along with every quarter that I found within my room. Or at least every quarter that I could see in plain view the other day. Earlier today, I had a 3 p.m. meal of a red curry Thai dish that was frozen and microwavable. All of this was amidst me primarily working on the 99th Dan Hamming episode. Primarily by adding scenes to that TV program I have played in the background. As a hospital waiting room TV program. During the scene between the witness and the officer. I did this because there was a point in time in which I felt that I needed, or at least would need to add, dialogue in which the officer says something about how the people in the city area where the Uber driver and Caesar's dad ended up after the bowl of mustard went flying and caused mustard to hit the Uber driver in the face. How the people usually don't come forward as witnesses. But now I don't feel like that's necessary because presumably only one person would see a small group of people run off during the late night, which is the presumed time of when the 99th episode takes place, because the Dan Hamming series takes place in the state of Florida. That seemed to me the only way it would make sense. A while back. Dad got the fries from Aldi's today for $1.75, and on them he put on olive oil, Cajun, and the two lower spice levels of my man crate spices, the Zesty Day Arbrol, and the Fiery Puri Puri. And on this chicken, he stuffed it with cheese and jalapenos. It makes for a pretty good combination. Today I spent some time both rearranging my halfling farms and fields so that I could be more efficient and ultimately have more fields. Kind of like this in a sort of way. And also ultimately sell some stuff and move some stuff by completing province encounters so that I could get a new city expansion so that I could move the trader, the level 2 trader, away from the main hall and thus figure out a way to put more fields here and still have the space needed to be able to upgrade the main hall. Which sooner or later I will successfully research. I'm currently in the process of finding my way in a fellowship that now takes itself a bit more seriously, but I'll do my best to meet all the new requirements. I have been grateful to find a good fellowship. At one point, I refreshed my Gmail so I could reply saying that I would be happy to attend both days of that Emerging Artist Expo I got accepted to at the Cornhill Festival. And I ended up getting an email in which if I came back on Forge of Empires, I would get a free sandcastle. I did that, aided every player I could, but then I quit off. I'm going to be keeping Elvenar from here on out as my primary game. I deleted that training grounds building so that I could make room to move the desert watchtower building away from here. It cost me roughly 2,000 ranking points, but to try and help compensate for that, I put a whole bunch of ancient knowledge packs into the Watchtower Ruins Ancient Wonder. Which upon upgrading will provide me with more ranking points. It did happen to find these cheesecake variety slices at Aldi's. These are part of a larger pack. I was up during the first hours of today. Having a mild gas bubble that I resolved by cupping water from a sink and I had to go to the bathroom multiple times because of that big amount of food I ate the other day. That I had yesterday. Yeah, but I was perfectly fine. And I got up around the time of 10 to 11 in the morning. Today, Mom trimmed a big bush in the front of the house that as of lately was getting in the way of the pathway to the front door, to the point where I would have to kind of duck out of the way of that bush. I just hope she didn't trim it up too much, because that's a good looking bush. And apparently in a recent update, Duolingo introduced these new early bird / night owl chests that seem to always give me 15-minute double experience boosts. Meaning that upon receiving it, that potion, all lessons I complete, I get double the experience on for 15 minutes, thus compelling me to complete lessons on the spot. Which led to me completing a new story. For the first time in months, when that early bird chest I opened I think sometime around 6:30 p.m. So as I was waiting for Dad to pick me up from Mom's place, it gave me a double experience boost potion, just like an earlier night owl chest gave me.